Hey guys, what's up, Cardfight here, and today I'm here with a meta update video. So as you guys have requested, this is the updated meta video for this month. Of course, this list might change up a bit after next week when BT17 hits. But for now, this is as of, let's just say, August 1st. This is the list of the decks that are top in Urware, and yeah. So let's talk about the decks. So a really strong deck that you see topping everywhere is the Revengers. For obvious reasons, they have a lot of support. They probably have the most support out of most of these clans. So that's why they are topping. They have lots of old boss monsters that used to top, so yeah, that really helps the deck. Since most decks run either a combination of Mordred Phantom and Phantom Blaster Abyss, or they run Mordred Phantom and Dragruler, and then Phantom Blaster Abyss, so you can abuse Judge Bow. And then there's builds that run 4 Raging Form and 4 of this, so you can withstand for days. I tried both builds out and they're pretty strong, so not much to say about that. It's a really strong deck. There's also some really weird decks I'm seeing out there that run both this and this in the same deck, Sing Saber and Phantom Blaster Abyss. I have not tried it out, and I don't plan to, but it's pretty it's quite interesting. So I actually might try it out a bit later. But in Hong Kong, I can't use it in tournament play, so I probably won't take that deck too seriously. But there's that for the Shadow Paladins. Very strong deck, if I do say so myself. But yeah. So next, we're talking. Oh, actually, no. This is not as strong, and not topping as much as this deck, I guess. So Royal Paladins Sing Saber deck is topping quite a bit. It topped the most when this deck first came out. It was topping everything because there weren't. It was either this or this, so that's pretty much all you saw. But now there's more Legion decks out there, so there's a bit more variety. Yeah, so basically most of the secret decks that you see will run Sing Saber Dragon and with Wingull, but occasionally you see some running it with this. So yeah, not much else to say about that. It's obvious why this deck is topping. Lots of consistency. You can secure call for days, and you just outplus your opponent, and then you have withstanding Vanguard. So yeah, that's why it is good, and why it's seeing less play now, because the withstanding conditions aren't as great as some other options you have. So it's still a good card though. So yeah. And then we have Novas, which is one of my personal favorites to use. RoboCat, pretty self-explanatory. Actually, I shouldn't be putting these two cards out, although Mega Flare is very good. The main card that runs the deck is obviously Cat Butler, which is why people are scared that it's going to get nerfed like crazy. I don't think so though, because it's losing its favor. Because not a lot of people play this deck now. Most people are playing Shadow Paladins. So if they're gonna touch anything, it's probably gonna be Shadow Paladins that get nerfed. Not sure how they're gonna do it, but we'll see. Withstanding with extra crits is good. But where this deck has some problem is that if you don't have this, or your opponent just like balls to the walls, no guards it, and you don't flip triggers, then you're gonna have a bad time because, yeah. But for the most part, this deck is very strong because you can usually kill your opponent when they're at 3 damage, and that's pretty good because when your opponent's at 3 damage, it's most likely they won't have a lot of cards in their hand to guard with. So if they take it and you crit them, then you pretty much win because the builds I run, I run 12 crit, or if you're like Chan, you're gonna run 16 crit. So it's not hard to flip a crit trigger unless you're really unlucky like me. I tried running 16 crit and I couldn't get any. So yeah, I didn't have a very good luck with this deck, but it's still a very strong deck. And then my personal favorite is, as you can see, this playmat. My personal favorite is the Regalia deck. I rarely lose with this deck unless I get Great Stuck, which happens more often than you think because I don't know why. But yeah. So usually, again with this deck, you kill your opponent at 3 damage because I run so many crits. I run 12 crits, so usually they just go no guard, and then I just flip a crit and they win because they can't guard. And with the extra crit and unable to call perfect guards, you are it's really strong. And even if your opponent rushes you early game, then you're like lol Minerva, and then they're like, oh crap. So you just stack all your crits on Minerva and they can't guard, and then you win from there. So this is why I think this deck is very strong. This deck isn't topping as frequently as the other contenders that we saw previously on the list, but I think that this deck has lots of potential and it's a very strong deck. So yeah, because Glory Maelstrom with an extra crit it is very deadly, and yeah. And the key is to rush your opponent so that they get to 3 damage early on, so you can just Legion their face off and then win. So this deck is my personal tournament deck. I use this now for tournaments. Because in Hong Kong, all you see are Seeker decks, and that's not very fun. So either you see Seekers or Revengers. So I play Regalia because Regalias are fun and they're pretty. So I'm just like, yo, screw your knights in shiny armor and or emo knights. I'm just gonna smash you with boobs, cause that's how I play Vanguards. And by boobs I mean crits. And then we have some really weird decks that are topping. These don't win, but or the list I see that they don't win, but they come in like second or they top somewhere. And I understand why, because they're still really strong decks. Decks like I'll just talk about this list I see. I've seen a list that ran 4 Break Rides, 2 Rebirth, and then 2 Noel Vague. And I can see why that works, because Noel Vague is very strong. It's still even without Legion, this deck is still really strong because you're 13k base and your opponent still can't grade zeros. So it's just a very strong card in general. Rebirth with Link Joker less prominent in this current meta. I can't say so with the next set coming out. Rebirth is seeing more play again because you still get your extra attacks in, and after you go Break Ride and then Rebirth, you can just go ride this over, and then but hopefully you win by then, or you can just go Break Ride, and then you can still get a lot of pluses off that. And then I saw another really weird deck that ran 2 Break Rides, 2 Rebirth, 2 The End, and 2 of the Old Overlord, and I'm like, what? Is this guy for real? I don't know how his deck runs, so I can't really comment much on that. But I saw the list and I'm like, lol, this guy's got some balls, so it's interesting. But yeah, for now, the meta is pretty much this. You don't really see this too much, but there's occasionally some Kagero players that that are there. As for the next set that comes out, I might do another meta video when that comes out, but I'm not sure because there are some pretty promising cards in that set, but a majority of those cards they don't look too fantastic. The Link Joker stuff looks pretty decent. The Kyrie stuff looks pretty nice. The Aquaforce, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be very good because Tetra Core is kind of so I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. That's my analysis of the meta. I'm talking about the Japanese meta today, because it's the Hong Kong meta is sort of similar, except it's pretty much just this. This is your meta. People don't really even play risers. Very little people play risers competitively. I don't know why. I guess I just don't like the art for risers. But yeah, mostly you see these two decks, and then there's me. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't really have much else to say, I guess. This is Karataku, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!